Hey YouTube, it's Patrick J. Hilaire here, your real estate investor and real estate coach. And in today's video, we'll be talking about why you need to learn to negotiate both in real estate, but also in real life. Now, if you have a chance to get what you want, why wouldn't you take it? And really, another part here is you want to get what you want and then get out. You don't need to absolutely destroy someone in negotiation. And in fact, that's probably going to hurt you in the future. Now, if you're liking this kind of content, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, and also smash that notification button, and I'll show you a quick throwback photo. So before I even give you the 3 steps that you want to take to prepare and basically to learn how to negotiate, you really got to start with the mindset that you can't even begin to negotiate if you're uncomfortable saying no. So I remember when I was doing some negotiations training, I was basically in a room of 50 other business owners, and I was not in business. I really just won the ticket to get into this room for free. It's kind of lucky that way, but I was still an education student. And for the ones that know, educators or teachers are pretty agreeable people. So during this negotiation training, we were doing some role playing, and basically when I was doing a practice negotiation with this person, they immediately just said no to the terms that I wanted. And I had no idea what to do. I don't really hear no that often, and I wasn't really in business at the time, so it was kind of uncomfortable to hear that no. And that's when I quickly realized I wasn't even ready to say no myself. So that's really the first step. You can't even begin to negotiate if you're not ready and you're not comfortable saying no and walking away. So the first step when you're learning to negotiate is you really need to figure out exactly what you want. Whether that's for the real estate deal, whether that's a business deal, whether that's you trying to make a deal or dealing with an argument with your spouse, your partner, your girlfriend, your friend even. You just need to figure out what you want, and then that's gonna be the first step so that you can essentially negotiate with this person. It's hard to negotiate if you don't even know what you want. So the second step now is once you figure out what you want, then you wanna start researching 2 things. You wanna start researching more about what exactly is that you want. Does that actually make sense? But also start researching what does the other person possibly want. This research phase is very important because this is what's going to set you up with the right questions to ask once you enter the negotiation. One of the main rules here is you do not want to assume. You want to ask questions and learn to ask questions in different forms. Let's say I'm trying to negotiate price on a house. Well, I'll ask, hey, what do you want for the house? And then I'll ask other questions like, are you okay with a later possession? And then I'll go back to that same question and I'll be like, what did you want for the house again? And then go back to different topics, maybe talk about the bathroom a little bit. And then finally I'll go back to like, well, how much do you really need for the house? And there you'll see that the questions are, it seems like I'm repeating the same question, but I'm just asking different forms. And at the end, I'm going from what do you want to what do you need. We want to be able to give the person what they need the same way that we want to get what we need. And that's why that first step is we got to figure out what do we want, what do we need. And then this next step is do all the research to figure out both sides of the negotiation. And then that's going to help you prepare the right questions so that you're not assuming the other person's position. Now, the last piece of a negotiation is going to be the close. And the close is really a couple parts. The first part is really you want to reiterate what is it that the other person wants and needs. So maybe they tell you, well, I want to sell the house for $210,000. Once you get to the close process, this is where you repeat, okay, so I remember you saying that you wanted to close on this house and you're okay with me paying $110,000. Is that correct? If they say yes, awesome. You want to maybe write this down and go through this process on every single one of the terms. The reason you're doing this is to make sure that you guys are both on the same page. And once everything is clear, everything is ready, then you can essentially close the deal. The last thing you want to do, again, is to assume and then to not go through this process of closing, because if something comes up near the end and it's a deal breaker, they can walk away. Now, the other part is if they're not ready to close and that you're not getting the terms that you want, now is the time to essentially walk away. One of my favorite moves is the slow walk, right? Whether I'm not satisfied with a real estate deal or something that I'm not really interested in, I'll just slowly leave and slowly put my attention elsewhere. The slowness of this tends to add a little bit of tension, and depending on how skilled the other negotiator is, some people can't handle that awkward tension of someone walking away. Make sure that if you don't get what you want, it's not worth it to just settle. You really want to get what you want and then get out, or at least maybe if you're going through these terms, you guys are disagreeing on things, another advanced technique is you can start trading different terms and conditions. Maybe your spouse wants to have pizza, but you want to have pasta. Well, if you can't get either or, maybe you guys will agree to get both. Now that's an easy negotiation because it's win-win. Now, maybe it's a little bit harder. Wife wants sushi, but you want steak, and you can't find anywhere that sells both. Well, in that case, hey, maybe you gotta make a new condition where you guys are both just gonna get pizza. So I remember this time where I was essentially negotiating a wholesale deal. We were in the kitchen of the seller. I've already met them once or twice, and I brought in my partner, who was essentially my contractor at the time. And once we sat down, they had a nice fresh cup of coffee for us, and I was just slowly going through everything that they wanted. I was asking all the questions of when they wanted to sell the house, how much did they want for the house, and near the end I was like, hey, like I might have other contractors interested in buying this house. Is it okay if we add an assignment condition? They said, yeah, no problem. And I was like, okay, awesome. So as I went through all these terms and conditions, I essentially kind of figured out like, whoa, I don't know how to fill out the paperwork. But luckily, I did my research and I knew that I was unskilled at filling out the paperwork at the time. So what I had done, and again, this comes with preparation, is I talked to my partner and like, hey, you've already done a couple wholesale deals. Can you come with me and help me fill out the paperwork? Teach me the process and I'll just split the fee with you. We'll go 50-50, or I'll give you maybe $1,000 or $2,000. He was totally okay with that. So again, that preparation piece helped me really mitigate the risk on, okay, the process that I was not comfortable with. I was okay communicating and negotiating, but I didn't know how to fill out the paperwork. And that's okay. I had someone fill in that skill set that I was missing. Long story short, we closed the deal. Everyone got paid and it was awesome. And essentially, if I didn't know what skills I missed, what part of my position did I lack, and if I didn't ask the questions properly to both my partner and to the vendor, to the seller, then I wouldn't have closed the deal. If you're someone looking to get into real estate, close your first deal, and also learn to get better at negotiating, I would love for you to hit the Calendly link below and let's book a free real estate strategy session. And I'd love to see if you would be a good fit to join my Inner Circle coaching students, where we practice negotiating all the time and we can really help you learn the step-by-step process when it comes to negotiations, and of course, when it comes to closing real estate deals. So when it comes to negotiating, we really gotta get good at really aiming at what we want, figuring out how skilled we are and how good of a shot we have, and then finally learning how to really take that shot. If you're unable to really take that shot, or if you're even uncomfortable missing, then you probably shouldn't be negotiating in the first place. So again, I say this often, and I repeat this a lot in this video, but you really need to start from a position of being able to walk away. The person that can walk away has the most power in a negotiation. So Patrick J. Hilaire here, your real estate investor and real estate coach. I hope you guys liked this video. And again, if you did and you got some value out of it, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, and then smash that notification button. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.